DJ Keo, what is the dealio, dude? So
What's good, man?
we had been like going crazy over this Warhammer stuff after watching Secret Level, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then
I think that was one of the things that started off.
yeah.
That and there's the YouTube video about the Astartes. That the guy who I think he's the same guy who did Secret Level. But like I saw that and I was like, oh wow, what's this? The Secret Level. I'm like, oh I'm
Mhm.
in. I've been watching videos ever since.
It was
Of
like
just
that
all
was
kind of
only
crazy.
5 minutes long, too.
Yeah, it's short. It's super short.
Oh, man. So, I was on, we have both been on YouTube looking at like all the lore and just some of the gameplay and then some like sort of short films and things like that, animations, and then I came upon the Warhammer TV app and I was like, yo, we got to get this. We got to check it out.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, just and you would think that, okay, this is the Warhammer TV app. This is their IP, right?
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
like you're gonna find a whole bunch of stuff on here. So, we both got the app. The app is like what, $7 or something like that. I
Mhm.
paid $7 for it. And I'm just gonna go to it. Here it is. We're gonna talk about what we think about the Warhammer TV app. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I bought the app and I was like, okay, so the I guess like up here you have like the lore stuff, right? And I gotta tell you though, with the lore,
Mhm.
yo, the Warhammer TV app, the lore that they speak about, I mean, how they present it, I will say, dude, the YouTubers kick butt on this all day, huh?
Yeah. YouTube's crushing them. It's not even
I
close.
mean, come
Just
on.
YouTube stories, they drop every day I go on YouTube and I watch like an hour. I'm just watching short clips of the stories about the lore or whatever. I'm like, yo, these guys are doing this out of the pure love. They're not even getting paid to do this. This is just because they like Warhammer. The
Hmm.
amount of effort and creativity they put into this stuff. Because the other thing, this is the kind of thing that bothers me. They don't have content. So they have people that drew, fan art, and that's all they have to use to tell these stories about what happened.
Yeah,
And it still looks good.
yeah.
It's still engaging, and like I'm watching, it's like, oh, that's crazy. Or so like I we were talking about this offline. I'm like, how can we fix Warhammer, man? Because I love the concept of it, and I was talking about how Warhammer is awesome because it's not been touched by Hollywood. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
There's no investors that came in there. It'd be cool if somebody had an umbrella and they had penguins and they were like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one's doing that. Or you're making some girls like Barbie. Like, no. No one's doing any of that stuff. It's
Hmm.
just death and destruction, right? Which is great.
Killing, perpetual killing.
Perpetual war, right? That's awesome. But I feel like more people would watch it if they knew what it was, if they knew anything about it. Because, like, we were talking about this before. The only thing I knew of Warhammer was like some guys that were in a store with like little figurines. That's it. That's all I knew. I know
Yeah.
a backstory. I didn't.
Hmm.
I would go to the mall. I'd buy some records. I'm walking out of the store. I'm like, all right, like, hey, whatever. These guys are in the store. They're having in-depth discussion about something, and I just keep going in my store and buy my records, leave. So like, I I feel like there needs to be some outreach for Warhammer to touch more audiences because the IP is so insane. And we
Yo,
talked about this
dude.
a little bit offline.
Hmm.
It covers everything. You want horror, you want crusade, you want religious things, you want alien invasion. They got it everything covered. Anything you think possible. They got robots. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they have new alien species popping up. You have the demons. You have hell in their heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got
You have the
perpetuals.
immaterium.
Yep. There's so much stuff in here because just doing a show, you don't even have to pick anything. Just grab something out of a hat. We're gonna talk about this stuff. It'll be awesome. Like, there's no part so far. Everything I've learned about Warhammer, there's nothing I heard that I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
There's nothing I haven't seen that I'm like, I have no interest in this. Bah humbug. This looks like crap. Everything so far I've seen is like, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I'm like, what's the problem here? Where's their content? Where
They
is this content
well,
besides on this app?
Well, you would think that on the app they would have a lot more content, but I was like totally sort
Mhm.
of, dude. I was just like, this is it. And like I said, like the Warhammer lore that they have on here on their own app, it just
Yeah.
feels it's kind of dungeon. It's like a dungeon it's just it doesn't feel good. Like I said, man, the guys on YouTube, the guys and girls on YouTube, they
They're
kill it with the
cooking
lore.
them, man.
They could,
They are
dude, they kill it, right?
cooking them with the lure.
And so
It's not even close.
when I'm looking at let me go here. So I'm just gonna go to like the animations, right? And so here we
Mhm.
are with the animations, like the Sigmar's what is it? The Sigmar's trolley or toll. I
Mhm.
mean, dude, I can't take that. I mean, it's just rats. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on. It's just like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
giving me like, strong, dude, you're giving me strong rats. Come on, right? I did see Kill Lupacall, like I did see that on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think
The
like the
Stardies is the thing that got me involved in this thing the
dude,
first
that
time.
this
I was
is
like,
only
"Oh, that's
5 minutes. This joint is
yeah,
hard. I was like,
yeah."
what is going on, right? And but I haven't really gotten into like some of the true animation, like this here, like the hammer and bolter. And also there's
Mhm.
the it's another one here. I'm on the integrators now, which is kind of cool. But the joint
Mhm.
I really like, man, is this Angels of Death. Because
Mhm.
like I said, this joint right here, right, for me, and
Mhm.
let me come up out of here, dude, because I gotta like talk about this, man. Because this joint right here, let me wait a minute. Let me come right here. I gotta come up out of here. Like
Alright, yeah, you go for
the Angels of Death, dude.
Mhm.
This is the most interesting animation style I've seen ever. Right now, we were
Yeah.
talking like, I mean, I definitely appreciate the secret level 40K. Right. I mean, I love that. Right. And also, I said
Wow.
that
Fire.
Blue Eye Samurai, also that anime style was pretty dope too. But
Mhm.
this here, dude, there
Yeah.
was only 3 colors in this whole series: black, white, and
Mhm.
crimson. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is
Mhm.
crazy. And you mean to tell me that Warhammer, with all of this like IP, and you came out with like, Angels of Death, right? And
Mhm.
before I even go on, I love how like, the Games Workshop people are selecting these animation companies to create some of this. I like what M2 Animations is doing. But
Yeah.
you have all this IP. You created Angels of Death, Astartes, right?
Mhm.
And but where is everything, dude? Where is
I
everything?
is
Where is
my because like, I
everything?
want here's the thing, I'm greedy.
Why are you
I
slow on
I
this?
feel I feel like there should be movies. I feel like they should have miniseries. I feel like they should have TV shows, like all of that. I want
Mhm.
all of it. Every level, multifaceted. I want long form movies, 2, 3 hours long,
Yeah.
with explosions and stuff like that that look like Hollywood great. I want that. And and here's the kicker, right? I want this outside of the app. I want to go on Apple TV and there's a Warhammer
Yeah.
TV
Get that,
show
yo, get that
or
loot.
or at Amazon or in Netflix. That's where it needs to be. Having in the app is great. You can keep everything curtailed or whatever and keep it focused exactly how you want to do. But the outreach needs to happen, man. Because I'm as a casual fan who doesn't know anything about anything. I'll
Yeah.
admit that clearly, right?
Mhm.
I don't know anything about anything. I just started watching this a couple
We're
months
new to
ago.
Warhammer, definitely.
Very, very new.
Yeah.
I want more people to know about this thing,
Yeah.
and they're not going to get the app. What else is
Right.
going to happen?
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, app? Kind
the
of."
the app is quite rudimentary. I remember when I was thinking about creating a YouTube channel, like maybe
Mhm,
you know 6, 7, 8 years ago. I had thought, I was like, well, I kind of want to
mhm.
own everything, right? So I was I was thinking about creating like a version of all my content on an OTT platform that's over the
Yeah,
top. So
yeah,
basically, you can create this and then you can just put it on like streaming platforms like like Roku or like Amazon stick or
yeah,
something like that. You can just put it on something like this. And they had these sorry, they had these programs where you can just grab like a template and like do a little bit of coding and make this thing work, right? And that's what this
Yeah.
app looks like. It looks like, they just took a template and said, hey, you know what? This is OTT. Let me just like add some like CSS here and like make it
Mhm.
work. And it's just like,
Mhm.
no, you need like, if you have all of this content, all of this IP, you own the IP,
Yeah.
make if nothing else, make the lore sexy.
Well, what I would
How
do
about
is
that?
I would let the YouTubers submit stuff to this thing because they're cooking y'all, right? I'll be honest.
I mean, on the
The,
lore
the,
stuff anyway,
on
right?
the lore,
Mhm.
just on the lore stuff, let the
Yeah.
YouTubers be part of this thing because
Mhm.
they love it. They're doing this for the game right now, right? They get no. Some of these people, some of these channels are really good. See, there's a couple
For
channels I watch.
real.
I got million subs. I'm like, what the, for
Yeah,
Warhammer?
for
That's
real.
wild. That's like, yo, they're leaving money on the table
AI
here. But anyway,
generated gifts and whatnot. Come
right?
on.
Yeah. But like regardless, right? Let these YouTubers create content for Warhammer and
Mhm.
add it to right. At least that you can make it a little bit bigger from that or whatever. Because a lot of these dudes, they're creative. They really love the IP. They really care about this thing. They want it done right. So like utilize this stuff because like what I gather, because I heard the story about the guy that did the animation for Astartes,
Mhm.
and I'm like, this is not the only person that was doing something dope, and they shut it down. And I'm like, yo,
Like
the
we're
hell?
taking that. Come on.
Yeah. They're basically what they are. They're like the CIA. They find something interesting and put it on the shelf for Indiana Jones. Like it's on a shelf somewhere in a warehouse. Like that's what I'm gathering from them. Right now, what you should be doing is taking all this good stuff that is proved. It's official. Like you whatever,
Mhm.
integrate it into this thing and make this thing bigger. I I don't understand. With all due respect for everybody who's a Warhammer fan, because I just got here a couple months ago, right? I feel like Games Workshop doesn't want to make any money. Like, that's
Dude.
that's what I'm gathering.
It's just like, how do you like
I'm
not
doing the
want to make
math on
money?
this.
I mean, you have an
I'm
IP that you said this joint is like the 70s, right?
That's what 70s, 80s. I think that's when it started. I can't remember,
Oh my
but like
goodness,
it's
man.
not that long ago, man.
Mhm.
A lot of us were alive when this thing was created, right? Like,
Why do you think
yo,
they don't want to make money?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe okay. You could be fearful that you get an Amazon or you get a Netflix or Warner Brothers, Sony gets involved, and you just take the whole IP away from you, and you kind of get screwed out of your thing. That's possible, but
Mm.
but Harry
Mm.
Potter survived Warner Brothers, and they made some great movies that I watched multiple times.
Mhm.
So it's possible that you don't have to get screwed and lose your IP and still keep creative control over this thing. Because
Listen.
like
Yeah, go ahead.
it's going to be
Mhm.
bloody. It has to be bloody. It has to be R. If it's not R, I don't want to watch it. Like
Yeah.
I'll be
Come on.
honest, right? You do a PG-13 or PG Warhammer, throw that garbage in the trash. I don't ever want to see that garbage. Like it has to be raw. But you don't have to have the Astartes or like everybody giant 8 feet tall people in every show. You could just have a show about the humans dealing with what's going on, alien invasion, no one's coming. That's dope too, right? You could do that.
Yeah, that's kind of dope. But I mean, like in some of these sort of like shorts, some of these short films in these series, they have them.
I know it helps when the big boys show
Yeah, they
up.
have aspects of
Except for
that where
play.
like the humans and everything are just having conversations and everything like that. And let's not forget also, right, that there is like an intellectual side of like Warhammer lore too, right, where these
Mhm.
people are like going to like conferences and things like that. We don't. I've never even seen that before, but I know
Yeah,
it's there,
you gotta run
right?
a period, man.
And let me ask you this question here,
Bishops.
and I ask you this question on text message. I say, yo, okay,
Mhm.
this looking at Warhammer for me, I do
Mhm.
not think that you can get off Warhammer in live action. You just can't. I don't think you can. What do you
I
think?
think you could do it. But the
Like
problem
Warhammer
is today.
40K? Warhammer
Today,
40K.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I'll
Warhammer
tell you why.
40K, the killing, the everything, the 8 feet tall,
Yes,
12 feet tall. Come on, really?
absolutely. Yeah,
Okay, tell me
absolutely.
how.
You can do it today
Mhm.
because our technology is so much better than it was in 1980 something when they made ET or
Mhm.
whatever back in the day, like Terminator.
That's true.
Like our technology, so you can do stuff with an iPhone that Steven Spielberg would pee his pants with. You could do that in 1983, right? With an iPhone, you could do that. You
True.
could edit everything on the iPhone right now. It's like with the power of AI and all the stuff that's available to you, the resources that's available to you, if you're smart and you know what you're doing, is there's no limit to what you can and can't do. But I think that if they're gonna do it, it has to be done right. That's the only way. Like, because when you're watching, like, they get you have the big boys coming in the show, and then they're 8 feet tall, whatever. That okay, fine,
Mhm.
that's fine. But like, you can't look at it and be like, oh, that's corny. You have to look at that and be like, holy crap, that dude's 8 feet tall. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look at the puny humans next to him. He's
Mhm.
fighting the monster. Like that, it has to be that. And I think the way they did the Astartes thing and the TV show on Amazon,
Oh, secret level.
animation
Hmm.
Secret Level, the way they did both of those,
Hmm.
all you got was, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Right? The
Hmm.
way it was filmed, the way it was shot, the animation, whatever, all you could see was, this is awesome. There's nothing there that was like, oh, that's corny. Like
Hmm.
Halo. Halo was, oh, that's corny. There's a lot of stuff that happened oh, that's corny. When you play the
Yeah.
game, you're like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Hmm.
And I think it's just,
And
you
then
need the creative
translates.
people
Yeah.
to do it.
Hmm.
The creative people have to translate it, right? And it comes down to lighting. Like, like Halo was too bright. It was like middle of the day. Like, it looked funny. And the anime didn't have the resources
Really?
for it.
I didn't even
It
know
looked
that. I
funny,
never
man.
played the game. You know what I'm saying?
I was rolling my eye. I'm a big Halo fan.
Mhm.
I was rolling my eyes watching that TV show. I'm like, oh, come on, bro. Like, come
Wow.
on, man.
Mhm.
And then the guy's like, well, we didn't even watch the game. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like,
Come
you don't
on.
know anything.
See, I
And that's
think
why it looked that way it did, because it should have been awesome.
I think like when I'm looking at like again when I'm looking at Warhammer, the stuff I'm looking at, it's awesome stuff. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
see how they move. Like some of the ones like the
Yes.
Angels of Death.
Faster.
They were just like crazy the way they were running the whole nine.
Hmm.
And I was also just looking at some of the lore, and they were this one guy. He's so good with it. His name is Imperio and Interpreter or whatever and whatnot on
Okay.
YouTube, and
Hmm.
he was talking about like the just some of the ships and how like they lost that technology when it comes to like creating these ships. They can't create those huge, you know,
Yeah.
warships that they have anymore because they lost
I
that
love the lore,
technology.
man.
Yeah,
That lore is
right.
awesome, man.
And I'm just like, wow, really? So they lost the technology and these joints are very fragile. I just think that when you
Hmm.
look at all that,
Hmm.
yes, like the technology is definitely it can definitely they can do this in live action, but that would be a bad move. I think Warhammer is
Okay.
animation. They can get it off in live action, but I think, in my
Yeah.
opinion, the animation joint, because you have so much flexibility. What they did was with this app here, this Warhammer TV app.
Hmm.
Again, when I was watching it, I was looking at some of the companies, the animation companies who were doing some of these like different sort of shorts and everything. And what I
Hmm.
realized is like M2 Animation, they're really good. They are really
Hmm.
good. And I'm just like, okay, you need to gobble this company up. And then now you have in house. Because again, my whole thing, and I think your whole thing is, how isn't this company making goo gobs of money? How?
I don't know if they are, man. I don't
They're not
know.
making goo
Because like
gobs of money.
everything is still about the board game, and then they have they had the video game,
Yo.
which did well, and the video game did pretty good. Like, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying, but like the the bulk of this company is still about the board game.
Yeah.
And then you making figurines and all this stuff. The figurines expensive as hell, but like
Yeah.
it's still about that. And they kind of branched off and they did a little bit of animation, but like it's basic rudimentary at best. And then they did the secret level thing, but that's somebody kind of forced their hand and they had to make it rather than they wanted to make it. That's
Wow.
the vibe.
That's corny. Wow.
That's the vibe I get. I don't know, like, but
That is so
everything,
corny.
when people talk about the company, like actual Warhammer fans, it
Mhm.
is not in pleasant terms.
Really?
For all I've seen so far, and again, like, it's only been a couple months I've been watching this, but like everybody I've seen talk about the company, is not in glowing terms.
Wow.
They feel like they missed the mark on this. Like they're taking too long to do stories. Like there's a bunch of stuff that they're kind of annoyed with, but like it's available to them. They can do it, but they need help. And I don't know if they have the resources to pull this off. And I think that's why they made the deal with Amazon and Henry Cavill, because he's like Cavill's a super fan. So they're thinking like if we can get Superman to kind of get involved in this and he can kind of keep it on the right track, we'll be okay. And he won't ruin the lore and kind of take things away. But like that's gonna happen, man. Like you can't get away from that.
You know,
Spider-Man, same as the comics. He's different. You're gonna have
you,
to give up some stuff.
this reminds me of like sometimes like just like in my daily life when I'm dealing with
Mhm.
like different clients, and some of these clients, the businesses that they're in, they make
Mhm.
tens of millions of dollars, right? But they don't want
Mhm.
to spend like like 50 or $100,000 for like a website redesign or something like that, right? And
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, they're
and so
super cheap. We don't need
when I
that.
look at this app, I'm just like, yo, they don't have the money. Look at this joint. They don't have the money, dude. Come on. It's just like, look at this. Look at
Mhm.
this app. This is like a website I would have built, I would have created like in the early 90s.
Yeah, it's like
And it would have
I
been
would say
dope.
dial up, and I don't take away because people put hard work in there. Like, but like it
Yeah, this
is
is a
basic.
template, dude. This is a template. Come on.
It's a
I'm
basic
co-
template,
I'm
right?
calling this out. When like as a web person, I'm calling this out. No, whoever
I mean,
did
you
this
do more
joint, you
than I
need to go
do.
back to school. You need to like hire a different company. You are Warhammer, right? Let me.
I'll say this,
I'm
right?
sweaty now. Let me take my hat off. You are Warhammer. You built an
I'll
app
say
like
this, right?
this. Come
The
on,
the
you're
app
not
is
making
not
money.
modern. This app is not modern
Okay, see that
on
you
a
being too
right?
nice.
Yeah, I was just saying.
You're
I
being
was just saying it's
Midwestern
not
nice. You're like Midwestern nice.
it's not it's current day because the Apple's got apps on there.
Mhm.
Google's got apps that look, you know what I'm saying? Like it
Come
looks
on,
nice.
come
This
on.
is kind of real because you know
This
what it
is
is? This is
elementary,
like
dude.
this is the MySpace template. There is you slide the picture over, you press
This is
thing,
like,
the thing pops up, and you call it a day. That's what I got. All
mhm.
right.
This is like,
I'll give this, all right? And this is my beef. The content from the YouTubers is better than the company's content.
yeah. Come
That
on,
should never be.
come on.
Like
YouTube is
hire these
busting it.
people.
Come on.
Hire these people, man. That get the people on YouTube and get them involved. Because this, how is this better than your? They don't make the guys on YouTube are making videos every other day because they feel like it for fun,
Yes, because they
right?
love your product.
They
Because
love
they
your
love your
product.
product. You know what I'm saying? And it's
How's
just
this
like,
but they're telling stories out of because like okay, Warhammer has like a billion books, right? There's a
really,
lot of books.
literally,
Just the Horse Heresy has like 40 something books. Just to do that one story, it's 40 something books.
dude.
And I was trying to read something. I was like, I can't do this right now, man. I'm gonna have to get like Audible or something like that. I want to read some of them, but I'm like, I can't do this right now. I'm too busy. But
Put Audible like just on play
right,
and whatnot,
I
like
just bought
forever,
like two
dude.
times four or whatever. But like, this is the thing. Like, there's so many books, and the tabletop is the function of this company right now. That's it.
Hmm.
And it's only for diehard fans, and there can be no growth because of that. Because like I'm not gonna get tabletop, right?
No,
I like it; it looks cool, but I'm not gonna get tabletop. I'm not gonna play
mhm.
the tabletop. I
No.
may get a figurine and throw this bad boy
I'm gonna
up
get a
there, like
3D printer and
Salamander or
print my
something like
own,
that. I
dude.
don't
That's
know.
what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna get somebody like Wolf or something like somebody dope,
Mhm.
right? But like that's as far as it's gonna go for me. I'm not gonna play
That's
the
it.
game.
I want to
I'm not gonna play the
watch it.
tabletop. Not gonna happen.
That's what I want to do. I want to
I
watch
don't
it.
have interest in it. I didn't like Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this either. But I F with the IP heavy. IP's good backstory on this IP is crazy. I'm
Dude.
here for all of this. All right.
But why
I'm
aren't
just
they
not gonna play the
printing
game.
money though? Why aren't they printing? And here's the other thing. You said something about like okay, so they do a deal with like a major, and they want to make
Mm,
sure that they are able to keep their IP. Dude, you know what? You can set up, I mean, like, think about like Lord of the Rings, right?
Mhm.
With Amazon, they were like, well, you can use this piece like this, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And
You
so
strict lines about
you
you can
got
only do this part of the
give me a
story.
tight
That's it.
contract. Give me a tight
Yes.
contract. As a matter of fact, spoon feed it. Like, okay, you know what, Amazon, you want to do something with me? Okay, cool. You know what? Let's do
Mhm.
let's do something with the Titus. You know what I'm saying? We could just do that. We'll give you that right there. We'll see how it works out. This is
Dude, that
like
the video game sold millions of copies. It did really well.
yeah,
People
dude.
were like, they really liked the video game. The video game was nice. It
Well,
looked good.
as you did, I actually was introduced to Warhammer from a store as well. I was like my coffee
Mhm.
shop that I work in some days, just to do my own work. Right next to it is a Warhammer store, and I kept and then right
Mhm.
next to that is like a shipping store. And so sometimes I go
Mhm.
to that shipping store, so I have to walk past Warhammer, or even when I
Right?
pull up, I'm like Warhammer, what is this, right? And then I looked in and
Mhm.
I went inside and I was like, okay. And then
Yeah, yeah, you're like, all
I
right.
came
That's not
home
for
and
me.
I looked it up on YouTube, and dude, I am here with Warhammer. But I'll say
Right?
this, okay, they sold millions of copies of the game.
Mhm.
They own the stores. Like Games Workshop owns the stores, all of them,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they put out these little like, short films and everything else, right? And they got a little bit of bread from like, Amazon. Okay, let's just presume they're making some money. What's up with the app? What's up with the Warhammer TV app? Come on. Come
Forget the
on. What's up
app.
with
I
that?
need content, man. Give me
Right,
content.
Yeah.
Produce some more
O-
series.
Okay, but how about
Get some
this?
people that get some animated people that are they're fans. Get those people to start creating stuff for you.
You
Like just
can
get these other people
that's a good
involved.
idea.
Do that.
But you know what, with this app, okay, let's say you're not going to give us like games like GW stuff, right? Like
Mhm.
immediately. Spend money on the app, right? Make the app the best experience, right? And the other thing is, like, if you can't produce the sort of lore that YouTube is producing, like you said, bring them in to at least
That's a
like
layup, man.
there are so many things that you can do with this app, even though you don't have like the animations, the short films, like everything to bubble
Mhm.
up on that, right? There's so
Yeah.
many other things that you could actually exploit, for lack of a better word, to make this app a better experience. The UI, the
Mhm.
UX is just, dude, it's like it's the 90s, it's the 80s.
It's not strong, all right?
Yeah. And it's just like,
I was thinking back in the
yeah.
time machine there,
Mhm.
like, yo.
Like, okay, once I look at a short film, what do you
Mhm.
once I watch that, where are you taking me after that? You know what I'm saying? There's
You
no
can
like,
finish all the TV shows, whatever, in the afternoon, and you're done. Like, there's
right.
nothing else.
But it's not saying, hey, you may
Insane.
also like, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
now that you
like,
finished this here, why don't you take a look at this here? It doesn't have that sort of
yeah,
functionality.
but what I'm saying is that, like, okay, this is a perfect example. Like,
Mhm.
so each one of the sons from God Emperor Sons, right? Each one of them is a different style. You got wolves, you got vampires,
Mhm.
you got the black dudes, you got everything, right? You should be able to search content based on which group that you like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the Space Wolves. Hey,
Parametric
Dark
search.
Space Wolves.
Yep.
Based on that, find me all the content was about these guys, all the
Mhm.
books about these guys. Find out, like, I should be able to, if I'm getting to it from one of these groups, I should be able to sort it out by that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be possible. That is not possible. The book should be in there. That's not in there. Like, there's a lot of stuff that should be in this thing that is not, and it don't make any sense to me. Like, I think they have like some audiobooks or something like that in there, but like, it's not. Like, I want to see, say like stuff dealing with horse heresy. Like, give me a truncated version of the story. Like we watch football, they get like a 14-minute version of the game and a 3-hour version of the game. Give me that. Cut this thing down. I don't need to see all 40 books. Give me a short version of this thing. Give me 10 books, all right?
They have the
You know what I'm
gaming,
saying?
they have hobby, they have lore, they have specials, they have cinematic trailers, they have, I mean,
I don't need no trailers for nothing that's not coming out, all right? Don't do that.
come on, dude. It's just like, what are you doing? I was just looking at the website. I thought maybe I can look at, the source code to figure out like what type of how this website was built. But
Mhm.
Yeah, man. So listen, I
Mm.
am totally into Warhammer. I think you are as well. I watch a
Yes.
lot of lore on YouTube, and I think what YouTube does is it shows us a lot of the same game clips from different channels, which kind of
Because there's no
sucks,
what?
right?
There's no content.
Right, you
These
know,
guys who are making these videos, they got 4 pictures to use and a short clip from something, and that's
that's
it.
it.
That's all they got.
That's it. But you know,
It's some fan
Warhammer,
art.
the GW people, they if nothing else, right? If nothing else,
Mhm.
work on the app. This app, you could actually you can collab with some of these YouTubers who are doing really great things with the lore, you know,
Mhm.
and put them on a platform. And now you're really owning the content, owning your
Mhm.
IP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're saying, hey, these guys are doing these great things on YouTube. Let's bring them here. They understand it.
Mhm.
These are some of the lore I watch on YouTube. I can just tell that these guys have read every book probably 4 or 5
Yeah.
times.
It's
You know
crazy.
what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
like these guys read the book, and even if they're reading the script, they know exactly what to like,
Mhm.
what sort of prompt they need to create to have AI, spit out a script for them. You know what I'm saying? But the
Yeah.
GW people, they really need to work on this app. Dude,
They
in
need help.
2025, I've downloaded an app. This is the first time I've
Mhm.
downloaded an app, the 2025, let's just say in the last 5 years. This is the first
Mhm.
time I downloaded an app, a streaming
Mhm.
app that looks like this ever.
It's dated, man.
Dude, they
It
have to
feels
work
like
on
it came
this.
out this feels like it came out with the iPhone 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the when you still
The
had, like,
sidekick,
3G.
dude, the
You're right.
sidekick, for real. Like, listen, and I'm just letting everyone know here, like, who's watching this, who will watch this, I work in a web development space, right? And I'm not talking about like
Yeah.
low
Mhm.
code or no code. I actually code, right? UI,
Mhm.
UX is very important, Like when you
Mhm.
deal with a lot of these big tech companies, you can't even go to the next step unless your UI, UX is tight. It's
It's
like,
gotta be tight.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Where are
It
you
matters.
trying to take this user? What are you
Mhm.
trying? What do you want? What sort of experience do you want this one individual to get to have?
That's a good point. Like,
Mhm.
I should be able to buy figurines from the website. You know what I'm saying? I should be able it should guide me into purchasing things.
Dude,
Right?
there's no
I should
like,
be
it's
like,
no
"Oh, I"
CTA, it's no call to action on any of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
right?
saying. It
I
was just
looked at
like,
that, I was
hey,
like, "Oh,
this is just
alright."
just this is just a page of categories. That's it. They have data.
Mhm.
Their data like have categories, and they're like, hey, this is a category. Display this stuff based on this category. And it's that
Yes.
simple, dude. It's like a
You know what
blog. It's like an old school blog.
you know the saddest part about this? The
What?
type of people that would be fans of Warhammer would code.
For free, for
Right?
free.
For
You know what I'm
free.
saying,
The
dude?
type of people that would be into Warhammer would be the type of people that would be
You
into
are
tech and this
so
kind of
right,
stuff.
man. Listen, the Warhammer like
How are you not utilizing
people who
this?
love Warhammer, they would say, "Dude, listen, I'll do this for you for free, man. Just let me help you, please."
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
there's a bunch of people that rock with Warhammer that would be like, "Yo, I'm into tech, I'm into coding, I'm into whatever. I make websites, I do animation. Let me help."
Yep.
They're not utilizing none of this stuff.
None of it,
They get no
dude.
resources, zero resources, especially for the fan. Because like the fan community would donate art that they've created that you should be utilizing in your books and your other stuff, your comic books, whatever. Like you should be utilizing this stuff. You should have like you have a book, the audio book. It's got pictures from the fans that care about Warhammer. Like this, you telling me they're not creating stuff? Because this is what all the artwork for the YouTube is from fan stuff.
And it
Because
looks great. It looks
they
great
can't use
too.
the Warhammer stuff because they'll get sued.
Yeah,
They'll take the video
exactly.
down.
And their stuff,
So
the
they have to
YouTube
use.
stuff looks better
I
sometimes. You
know
know
it
what I'm
looks
saying?
better.
And here's the other thing before we get up out of here, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you want to own your IP. You
Mhm.
mean to tell me that GW, and if they do, I don't know because I'm all over podcasts. You mean to tell me
Mhm.
that GW doesn't have an official podcast? An official podcast. Look, my hand is in front of the camera. An official
Right?
podcast. Come on. Stop
But
it.
here's
That's
the
what I'm
thing.
saying.
And this is the point I'm trying to make. As two newcomers to the Warhammer universe, it
Mhm.
should be easy to tell me, hey, go here first, go do this first, go buy this first, go buy. there should be some introduction to all this stuff to get you
dude.
involved into the Warhammer. There is nothing that I know of. And if there is something, it's not easy to see or readily available
Mm-mm.
or cheap on prices to be
Yeah.
like, oh, this is $10 or this is $3 here. I'll get my feet wet and I'll spend $100 on a figurine or something later on. Like there's nothing to gradually get you involved in this thing. There's nothing there to keep you involved in this thing. If you're not playing the board game or reading the books, this thing is kind of useless to you.
You
That's honestly my take from this. You have
you
to be these two things or else nothing.
you remember in the Purple Rain movie where oh boy, like from the club, he was like, um,
I know.
Prince only makes music for himself, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, is GW doing that? They're only like making stuff for themselves. They're like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. Let's do this here. You know, like goofy developers. They're like, oh, let's do this trick here. It's just like no one loves that. Only you love that. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
right.
saying?
It's
It's just
to
like,
nobody.
yeah. Listen, I love like I love the Warhammer like ecosystem, the space, you know, that Warhammer is. I love like what these
IP is
the IP is
phenomenal.
dope. I love what these YouTubers are doing.
Mhm.
I'm disappointed in the app. You know what I'm saying? Because Warhammer is making some money. You know what I'm saying? They're just not. They just don't want to
They're
make a
keeping the
lot of
lights
money.
on.
They're making
Their
money,
walls
but
are defunct, right? I
like
know that.
GW is making money. They just don't want to make a lot of money. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
That's
think
what it
that's the
is. I
point.
think that's what
They
it
don't
is, right?
they don't
You-
want Scrooge McDuck level money.
yeah.
They're just like, we'll just make enough to keep the lights
Come,
on and we're good.
dude,
We're
get
good.
the app together. You know, I mean, you have an opportunity here to like, you know, just really, if you want to own your IP, the app is one of the ways to do it. Like, at least one of the ways of doing it, right? You know,
Yeah.
like get us in the app and then like keep us there because you know your algorithm is feeding us stuff. You know, you have call to actions. You can, you know, you can not only listen but watch like an official podcast on the app. You know,
Mhm.
it needs to be better for real. GW, get it together, man. Come on, you
You
need
know
to
what's
get it
crazy?
together.
If they watch this, they're like, who are these guys?
Yeah.
Who cares what they have to say? We know what we're doing. You don't know what you're
Mhm.
doing.
Yeah.
It's 2025.
Hmm.
Move on and upgrade your system. This
Yeah.
is basically MySpace level stuff here
Yeah.
with the zero call to action.
Mhm.
You're right. I went at like a perfect example of this is Uber. You're on Uber. Uber's got Uber Eats. They got all this other stuff there.
It's
They
a
they
super
they can
app.
tell you so.
Hmm.
They're trying to get you to use the app for other things other than just getting the car
They
ride,
want you to stay in
right?
there.
They
Hmm.
want you to stay in there. Instagram, same thing.
Hmm.
Facebook, you get on Facebook. They have Facebook Marketplace. They got all those. They got things to make you want to stay here
Yeah.
and utilize it and talk to other people, whatever it is. Like if there is a like a chat room or whatever, that's helpful. Like just stuff to keep the community going and utilize the fans of the community. I don't understand this.
Oh,
This makes
listen
no
to
sense
this.
to me.
Okay. Oh, listen to this. Okay, right. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness, this is dope. You just said a chat room, right? Okay, so check it out.
Yeah,
Remember back in the day,
like a
before there
forum.
was chat, we used to mess around with like Telnet, right? And that was like
Yeah.
super geeky and everything. Like, yo, Warhammer is super geeky, right? Create like
Mhm.
sort of like these chat rooms like on the app where people can like chat and like talk about like Warhammer and stuff like that, or just do something. You know what I'm saying? It's just like again,
Right?
you have it's oh my goodness, they have a lot of runway here. I'm not trying to bash like the GW people, but it's already
Mhm.
known that GW is just like slow to everything. It's already known. I'm not
That
saying anything new.
yes. Just like, do you have a guideline for what's the next storyline coming to gonna change the games? Like Horus Heresy is the largest thing that I've seen, and like a couple Primarchs came back. So I think Gilliman and I forgot the other guy is, but like two Primarchs came back.
Mhm.
Okay, that's great. What's the timeline for all this stuff? I don't know what's going on. It's gonna be 5 years from now, 20 years from now. I was watching this guy. He had a video about what happens if all the Primarchs come back from the dead. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. Sign me up for that. I don't. What's going on here? I have no idea. And the thing
That's
is that
you. Yep.
for people who don't know what's going on and just get involved, you need this kind of stuff to be like, hey, and 2 years from now, something major is going to happen to the games and everything like that. Okay, cool. We're going to be new books coming out because of this thing that's going to happen. Great. Give me a pipeline, because I expect a pipeline. I know when the next James Bond movie is going to be. I know when the next Spider-Man movie is going to
Yeah,
be.
tell
I
us
know, like,
something.
I got nothing, man.
Tell us
I don't know what's
something,
going on. As a
Hey,
casual,
coming
I
out
don't know what's
in,
going on.
like March of 2026, or like coming out in like January of like 2034. It's just like people be like, oh man, I can't wait to see that in
Right. Well,
2034.
I'm just saying,
You
as a
know?
casual, I know what's going on for Marvel. I know what's going on for DC. I
Hmm.
know what's going on with James Bond. I know lots of stuff's going on. Things are happening here. For Warhammer, I have no idea what's going on as a casual. Now,
None.
I'm sure somebody's read the books and they know some stuff, but like they're not telling us.
Yeah.
Like, get me involved,
Oh,
man.
and the
Put
other,
me in, coach.
that's a good point, because you just it's sometimes, if, and again, we're newbies, but sometimes it feels like this stuff is being made for the people who read the books. They're not trying to
Yeah.
bring in new people. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
that's my point. Like,
Yeah.
this is not welcoming to people who aren't in this thing,
Right,
like deep in
exactly.
this
That's
thing.
a
And that's how you get
that's
more
sad
people.
to say, like, as for a company. It's just like you're not into bringing in like new customers, or like, creating
Right?
expanding your fan base. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
wow, that's kind
I
of
mean, like,
hardcore,
if
dude.
they were, I would be like, "Well, I gotta start painting right now." Like, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, if they were doing stuff that make me be
right.
like, "Oh, I need to be part of this thing. I gotta get, I gotta get a Warhammer sticker to put on my backpack or my laptop or something." Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like something to be like, "Hey, I'm part of this thing." Like a brotherhood. Like
Yo,
something. Give me something to be like, "Yo,
yo,
man."
what's the name of that? Oh my goodness, what's the name of that conference? Um, I know when I was in Pittsburgh, they
Mhm.
that conference was the same time as Pride. I want to say like the Furbies, the Furbies, how
Oh, the furries?
the furries or
The
whatever, the
furries?
Furbies
Okay,
or the
okay,
furries,
yeah, yeah.
where they have these conferences where they dress up in like all these like furry costumes, rabbits and
Yeah, yeah,
everything,
yeah.
right?
It's furries. Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
also like kind of like, you know what I'm saying, right? And I'm just like, yo,
Yeah, yeah.
does Warhammer have a conference?
I don't know. They
Where
should.
you hit city to city, you bring all the Warhammer fans and everything, you introduce like new stuff, the whole nine. Do they have something like that? You
I
know
don't
what I'm
think so.
saying?
I've never heard anything about it. I don't know. I'll go.
You see what I'm saying? This,
Oh,
like, the Warhammer TV app is a gateway to Warhammer. It's a gateway to Games
mhm.
Workshop. Why isn't it like that? And I already said
Right.
that.
It
Mhm.
it should connect people from the different cities to be like, hey, Tuesday, January 15th, Warhammer's coming to Boston,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like some kind of thing. That a tour so people can meet up together, the fans and stuff. Like they have that for comic books. They have
Yeah.
it for, sports has that stuff. They have a central place and go to. I guess you got to go to the store, but like I'm not gonna go to the store.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-mm.
this is not gonna go to the mall. I don't need to go to the mall. Got Amazon for that. Like,
For
but
real.
I'm just saying, like there should be a thing that connects the people in different cities. Hope traveling. Oh, there's a Warhammer convention coming up, like something. Like what? I don't know. Maybe there is. We don't know what it is, but like the issue is that it's not inviting to people who don't know what the hell's going on here.
Yeah.
That's the key factor about all this stuff.
Mm.
There's no. It's not designed in a way to create interest and to get new people to buy stuff and whatever, like posters or stickers or like figurines.
I would
Like
love
it's
to
just
have a poster or something, right?
right. Like stuff is just for the games
Hmm.
and books, and it's like it's real rudimentary in 2025,
Yeah.
especially because there's so much stuff available for all these other IPs. And I'm looking at Warhammer, and Warhammer is like real tight about what they have available to you.
Hmm.
And I think that's a mistake on their part. And the wildest part about this is if you open this up to the fans will do this for you. You don't have to do
Free of
it.
charge. Like,
Free of
hey,
charge. They'll handle it for you.
You want to react website? I'll build it in Lovable, and then boom, you
Right?
got a website in like 3 days, like not even like 2 minutes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, listen, should we rate the Warhammer TV app or what?
If I'm being honest, it's probably got a 3. It's
Yeah.
bad. It's very bad. It's dated.
Mhm.
It's not modern, and it doesn't have content that for new people to utilize to get them involved in this thing.
Yeah.
And I go back. I keep saying this. I've said this like multiple times. There needs to be more things for Warhammer besides the books in the game. There has to be more things for Warhammer.
Yeah.
There has to be. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Like, you have to have other ways to get people involved in this thing. If they don't want to do this, they should be away. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to divide this. So there's fans for this. There's fans over here. There's fans are like the way the story is with the Primarchs. There's fans for everything. There's vampire Primarchs. There's angel Primarchs.
Yeah.
You got black Primarchs. Like, you have Asian Primarchs. What are we doing here? Do that for the fans.
Mhm.
Right?
You know, I'm also going to give it a 3. Let me ask you this here really quickly. So, like in Star Wars, I think in the Clone Wars, the animated Clone Wars, who's the clone who kills Jedis? It's like it's General something. He used to be a clone, and now he has like 8 tentacles and whatnot. He can like control all the lightsabers with
Was it
8 tentacles.
Grievous?
Grievous, yes,
Grievous?
So
Yeah,
yo,
okay.
when you look at Warhammer, right? A lot of the robots in there, right? What are those? The Necrons or whatever, right? They look
Yeah.
like that. They look like that,
Yeah.
right? They look like that. They have the same shape head. They have the tentacles, the whole 9. They look
It's
like
pretty similar.
that, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, you're right.
If you look at some of these ships, right? Some of the
Mhm.
ships, they look like some of the ships in a lot of these, like, you know, Star Wars sort of animation things, and also you know, Star Trek and everything, right? They've taken a lot from whatever else is going on. Remember, 40K just came about, right? That hasn't
Yeah.
been like, yeah, that just came about. So when that
Well, I
came
think a lot of
about,
this stuff started around the same time, I think.
right, but you know, like Star Wars was already out, so you know, I don't know. I'm just speculating here, right?
I don't even know. Like,
But I do know,
I
I
don't
do know, I do know those robots look exactly like, you know, Grievous, you know. But I'm giving it a 3 too, because I just think that you could do better. You know, like this, when I see this app, it's almost like you know, I was trying to figure out, I'm like, is this an MVP, or is this like a beta, or is this a soft launch or something like this? I don't know what this is, dude, because
I don't know how long it's
as
been
a
out.
person who has worked in websites for like decades, I wouldn't release anything like this, because it's and if I was working with a team and they wanted to release this, I would like leave the team. I'd be like, I protest.
Like, we're not done here.
I'm out of here,
No,
dude.
that's the
I
thing.
don't
I
want
would
my
be like,
name
we're
on
not
this, for
done.
real.
We need to do a refresh on this thing.
Yeah.
Rewrite.
And like you said, the
Refresh
fans would do it for free.
Yes.
And we're gonna leave it at
Absolutely.
that. The
Yeah,
fans would
I'll
do it
say
for
that.
free.
Absolutely. From what I've seen on YouTube and some other stuff I see offline, I'm like, yo, fans are dedicated to this thing, and
Dedicated,
they're
dude.
underutilized.
Totally.
Underutilized.
Totally, man. Use
It's
them for some of this
obscene
tech. For real.
how little they're using their stuff. And the thing
Yeah.
is, the fans would give the rights to Games Workshop to
Like,
be part of this thing.
yeah, like
They
I'll
would
do it
give
for
you the
free. I don't
rights.
care. Here's
Right. Like,
my 2-year-old son. You can have him. I don't care. Like, take my house, take my home. Here's my wife.
fan-
You know, they would do it for free.
fans,
Come
yeah,
on.
absolutely. Fans would give up the rights to a lot of the ownership, the IP stuff, just to create new characters or whatever, just to be part of this thing.
Yeah.
And they're not utilizing any of that. That's insane to me. So yeah, we just leave it like that, right?
We'll leave it at
It
that.
is what it is.
Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of the Behind the Groove podcast. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.